All right, welcome back. Okay, so we've got what is it? The schedule is out, and we want to talk about basically some opening games here. So, Sam, I'm gonna let you go first again because one of those games is going to be the Cowboys and the Buccaneers, and clearly the Buccaneers are going to win. But I just wanted to know your thoughts on it.
Oh goodness. This is this is very hard for me because there's this period called free agency, and the Dallas Cowboys did absolutely nothing in it. So and we got rid of Amari Cooper, got rid of Cedric Wilson, our other receiver. And our defense, one of our defensive players went to the Broncos, Randy Gregory. So we signed Dante Fowler. We signed let me get the name right. Okay, we signed draft Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert, Jake Ferguson, Matt was I'm not going to mess up his name. Duran Bland, Damon Clark, John Ridgway, and Devin Harper. All right, so we got a couple of draft picks, and Dallas Cowboys are known to build their team through the draft. They've been successful in some aspects because they did get Micah Parson, Trayvon Diggs. Um, so I really don't know. I will say that this game that our defense will keep us in the game because we still have Dan Quinn, which I have said on many episodes that our defense is going to be our driving force, and it's just to me it's just in our offense, it's just to me that yes, we can be ranked the number one offense in the NFL and stuff, and it can show the numbers and stats, but it doesn't show on the field. Nobody who came on the field with the Dallas Cowboys were scared. If you have the number one offense, I would think that teams would be scared to play you. No, that's not the case with the Dallas Cowboys. And like I said before in our episodes, I think Dak Prescott, you have 3 years to bring a Super Bowl to Dallas. If not, he needs to go. Everything is going to be on Dak. You wanted the big contract, you want the big money. It's your responsibility. As far as it's your responsibility as far as the whole team. I can't depend on Mike McCarthy. I can't. I we're hoping, and I know a lot of Dallas Cowboy fans are hoping that Sean Payton is going to come to the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys are in an interesting spot. You know, last season the way it ended, and then the volleyball match that ensued of who did what, whose idea was this, why did this happen? All of those things kind of ran through to kind of show that. I mean, as you said, it's like right, nobody fears the offense. There's nobody that walks in there and says, "Uh-oh, we're scared because it's the Cowboys offense." Because Cowboys offense is like, I guess the best way I can describe it is they're highly productive, but they're only middle of the road effective. And so their thing is just like, all right, are they going to move the ball? Yeah, and it would no, actually, I mean, the last play it sums it up. Did he gain yards? Yes. Did it help them win the game? No. And that's what they run into, where it's like, yeah, we got the yards, but we couldn't do anything with it. And that's
You're efficient but not effective.
Right. You know, it's just puts them in that spot of, it's yeah, it's just in that spot of like, yeah, nobody's scared because it plays the Cowboys offense plays into every defense's style of defense, which is bend but don't break. Right? That's what defenses want to do. We'll bend. You're going to gain yards. You're going to move the ball. We just don't want to break open and let you have your will and just score every other play. Okay, if you can maintain a 15 play drive, you'll score. But even in the NFL, those aren't, you're not going to do that drive. Well, against the better teams, you're not going to do it time and time again, right? Against some of the worst teams, like, yeah, that it will happen, right? And so I think that's what it comes down to. And yeah, you're right. I mean, it's Cowboys defense was definitely this shiny unit over this past year. So if they get the offensive stuff together, because I mean, the offense in reality, I don't think it's talent. I don't think it's players. It's almost what we were talking about with the K Urban thing, where it's that chemistry, because things keep coming up where it's like they look like they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. It's like that. Do I run down the field? Do I slide? Do I do whatever? Hey, here's the route, and I'm now staring into the sun. And here's the thing. You can say, well, it's a stadium design flaw and all that kind of stuff. So you've played in this stadium so much that you didn't think to adjust your route to make sure you weren't staring into the sun.
Mm.
Things like that are still like, yeah, it'd be better if it wasn't there, right? If the sun wasn't there, that's better. But people aren't thinking that far ahead and playing like that level of chess, right? And when it comes to opening day, you know, Tom Brady coming into town, they're going to face a team that is accustomed to playing that level of chess, where we're not. They're thinking they're setting up, 5, 6, 10 plays from now with what they're doing right here. So that's really that step we need to make. If they can get to that part where what we do right now makes sense, for 5 plays down the road, because we're going to set that up and they get that working for them a lot better. Because even, throughout the season, there's a lot of stuff that they run repeatedly that don't, or they're, when they come back to it, they have nothing else to go off of it. They do. There's options. They just don't employ them. It's like you become predictable, because why? Well, we gain plays. We get yards on this every time. And it's like, yeah, you're going to, and that's great. But you're not putting anything with it to try and, basically get the bigger plays and all that to kind of shake things up. But
Yeah,
I agree
I
that
mean,
it's a McCarthy thing.
it's process versus outcomes, right? You can have a successful process that still has a gap that's not leading you to the desired outcome. And that's what it sounds like is we've got, let's say, an 8-step process where we really need a 10-step process. And those last 2 steps are sort of integral to the outcome that we're looking for here. So, we need to be, like you said, thinking ahead. How can we adjust? Do we need to adjust the first 8 steps of this process so that we can get to a point where we can analyze what those 9 and 10 steps should be? Or we need to look at it holistically to determine what are the best last 2 steps to get us to the outcomes where we need, because it doesn't matter how successful we are 1 through 8 if 9 and 10 are missing.
Mm-hmm. And if everybody else knows what steps 1 through 8 are.
Right.
Like one of the Dan Quinn's success factors is he's good at hiding coverage. He's good at hiding stunts, hiding blitzes. He's almost got his defense set up that he can run every defense that he wants out of every defensive setup that he has. And as we're on the offensive side, they don't have it. They want to play the game of, well, we're just going to line up and we're going to beat you to death. And it's like, not in the NFL, you ain't.
We're going to play straight football. It's like, yeah, but we need some strategy here.
Yes. Yes. But we'll see. It's like, hopefully they take their lumps and kind of review what went bad or what went wrong from last year and kind of make those adjustments. And there were some distractions and other things that went on that hopefully won't be there this year. And keep in mind, with Tampa Bay coming into town, Tampa Bay is going to have same quarterback, new coach, or new head coach. So there's all that to deal with on the other side of the ball, and that'll be interesting to see how that plays out because it looks. Said this last year too. It's like there's a greater chance right now that this upcoming season is Tom Brady's last season than there was last year at this time with that.
And that's a good segue because I do actually want to talk about the Bucs and where we think they're headed this year, given the 5-minute retirement. So,
well, I have to say this: being the Cowboy fan that I am, I already gave my analyst for the first part, but being the fan that I am, yes, the Cowboys are going to beat the Buccaneers. I don't know how. I can't explain
I
it.
don't know
It's going
how,
to
I
be
don't know
that.
why, but it has
It's
to.
going to happen. Dak Prescott is going to come through. As I stated,
He's
I'm
going to
going to be
plant
the
himself to a
biggest.
victory over Tom Brady.
Exactly.
I love
I'm
it when
going to
he
be the
does his little like
biggest.
deer.
I'm be the biggest Dak Prescott fan. I'm the biggest Dak Prescott fan for
I
3
mean,
years.
yeah, unless he doesn't produce, and then
for
he's
For
3
out.
3
years.
years.
Hey, after
And
that,
and I think Dak Prescott can finally end the drought because Tom Brady is undefeated versus the Cowboys. Dak Prescott, if he's
Clearly,
going to be
Dak
the man,
Prescott is the hero to
he
bring us
needs
to a
to
new world order.
exactly. He needs to get this win
well,
so Tom Brady can have one
speaking of,
loss to us.
speaking of that, since the shining star of the Cowboys is going to be their defense, how's Dan Quinn's record with Brady?
Okay.
Pregnant pause.
Seems like, see, I only got 3/4 of an argument for that.
Well, so you know what? Hey, you know what? Dan Quinn can finally get his
Sam's like, no, you know what? Mercury is in retrograde, and that's how I know the Cowboys are gonna win.
hey. Yeah.
Because you got to carry the one.
Hopefully we get this one so Cowboy fans can say, yeah, we beat Brady that one time.
That one time. And that one time we did it, like maybe, but hey, we'll see. At least you're playing at home.
How many times have you played in the
I think
Bucs
it's
this season,
earlier in
by the way?
what time? All right, wait. What time of the day is it supposed to be?